Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the show. Please take your seats, turn off your phones, and if you can't find a seat, please approach one of our volunteers to direct you. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We're about to start the show. Please put your phones on silent. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We're about to start the show. Please do not forget to turn your phones on silent.
sky is a treasure full of secrets in the eyes of man. Who has the key to this treasure? Do we know? As a human, must first plunge into the depths and then take wings to soar into the heavens. Nasir al-Din al-Tusi, Azerbaijani astronomer and scholar. He walked the length and breadth of the earth. His mind went beyond the sky. His breast was celestial mystery's chest. To stars in his head he could fly. Great Nizami spoke about man. On that tapestry woven with eternity, life once again shifts as if in a game. land of fire, embraced by the sea. A fertile soil, nurturing the tree of life. A free and powerful wind soaring towards the heavens. This is Azerbaijan. Humans have always gazed into the sky and pondered profound questions about space and the universe. 50 years ago, Azerbaijan hosted the International Astronautical Congress under the theme Space Research, Impact on Science and Technology. Held in Baku under the initiative of national leader Heydar Aliyev, it became an open platform for over 1,500 astronautical and space researchers and astrophysicists from more than 30 countries. The Congress gave a substantial boost to the field of space research in Azerbaijan. Nothing is without reason and happens simply perchance. Behind every development stands human labor, intelligence, and foresight. The progenitor of that success, our great leader, may not be with us today, but his ideas keep leading the country he founded forward into the bright future.
Any dream can be realized. So what do you dream about?
The Smart City offers you the following schedule. (6G) Educational Tour. New York, Abuja, New Delhi, Melbourne. Laboratory work on the lunar station. Your eye consultant, AI 2674. Time required, 43 minutes. We saved you 5 days, 17 hours, and 34 minutes. Thank you. Welcome. After After scanning your DNA, we have eliminated defects and filled in gaps. You have an impeccable health, an aptitude for creativity, and the ability to master 12 or more languages as per your request. We wish you happiness. We wish you happiness. Have you ever wondered what language the universe speaks to us? The rays of light, the brightness of the stars are just a sentence of the secrets addressed to us. The wonderful and mysterious nature of Azerbaijan is a priceless treasure given to us by creation. The energy given by the sun to the land of fire warms up our future. The full harmony of patterns we have been transmitting since ancient times is now reflected in science, ingenuity, and national thinking. The geniuses who brought knowledge to life have given clues to humanity with their very existence. Azerbaijan's confident pace has turned dreams into goals and goals into reality. To realize, to be surprised, to discover, and finally, to love. Human, this is you. A new era of Azerbaijan space industry kicked off with the signing of the space program. IAC 2023 Baku.
Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the 74th Astronautical Congress opening ceremony, Nargis Berk-Peterson.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the opening ceremony of the 74th International Astronautical Congress. I'm your host for this event, and joining me today is El, my friendly artificial intelligence co-host with a cosmic name. El means universe in Azerbaijan, and today the universe is indeed on our side, so please make yourself comfortable as this spacecraft is about to take off. The importance of this Congress extends beyond this planet. Right in this room, we've gathered some of the best minds in astronautics and space exploration. You guys, you keep the stars in check. The choice of Baku as the host city has a special historic significance. 50 years ago, Baku hosted this Congress. Just like back then, today, the humanity faces some global challenges. And so the theme of the event today is global challenges and opportunities, give space a chance. Well, let's hope that the stars in the Baku sky are in good mood, and they will help us to tackle some of these challenges and to write a new chapter in space exploration. The Congress has been organized annually by International Astronautical Federation since 1951.
I have a video about that.
Thank you, Elle. Let's see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to the President of the IAF, Mr. Clay Maury.
Thank you. Your Excellency, President Aliyev, Your Excellency, First Vice President Aliyeva, honorable ministers, ambassadors, heads of agencies, space community, distinguished guests, good morning and welcome to the 74th International Astronautical Congress, and thank you for joining us in this beautiful city of Baku. It's a great honor for me to address you on this very special occasion in my capacity as President of the International Astronautical Federation, the IAF. The IAC is indeed a unique event for all of us in the space community. For many of us, it's the only time of the year when we can come together to share our work, embrace our colleagues, and make new connections with a diverse and enthusiastic community from across the globe. Coming back to Baku after 50 years would not have been possible without the outstanding support of President Aliyev. Thank you, President. I would now like to recognize our partners, the International Academy of Astronautics, the International Institute of Space Law, and the Space Generation Advisory Council for their continuous support of this Congress and event. And to our premium sponsors, the Chinese Society of Astronautics, our platinum sponsor, the Saudi Space Agency, SpaceX, and the Turkish Space Agency, our gold sponsors, Israel Aerospace Industries and the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center, And our silver sponsors, Airbus, Axiom Space, Intersputnik, iSpace, the Indian Space Research Organization, the Japan Space Exploration Agency, Northrop Grumman, Plan S, and VAST. And our bronze sponsors, Asgardia, Black Sky, Blue Origin, JGC Corporation, and Lockheed Martin Corporation. Our appreciation goes to all the other sponsors who supported this edition of the IAC. Your invaluable support is what makes the IAC the incredible event it is every year. Last but not least, I'd like to thank the rest of you for coming. The IAC, without our authors, our speakers, our exhibitors, the committees, these are all volunteers. Each one of you is joining us here today. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You are part of the world's largest and most diverse space organization, the IAF. As you have seen in the video just before, we were founded in 1951 at a time of difficult geopolitical relations in order to provide an apolitical and neutral platform to connect all space people. And today, more than 70 years later, we find ourselves again in a time of complicated international affairs. And the IAF's role is even more essential to bring together the ever-growing space community in the spirit of peaceful cooperation. The Federation has a history of constant growth and innovation. We were originally founded by 10 organizations in Paris. The IAF now counts today 468 members from 75 countries around the world. And I can tell you a secret. By the end of this week, we will reach 500 members. The IAF works to help policymakers understand the economic, social, political, and scientific value of space. Through our congresses, our conferences, our publications, and studies, knowledge is deepened and shared about how space technology can improve our daily lives. Through the networking of IAF events, investment in innovation, we're encouraging organizations from around the world to connect, collaborate, and advance scientific and technical knowledge in their countries. Throughout our events and activities, we are focused particularly on 3 topics from my IAF agenda: sustainability, investment, and security. And I don't think it's an overstatement to say space has been very busy since we convened in Paris last year. We've seen amazing images from the James Webb Space Telescope. China completed its orbital space station Tiangong, which is now fully operational and permanently crewed in orbit above us. NASA, ESA, and their suppliers successfully accomplished the Artemis 1 mission that will lead us back to the moon. The Indian Space Research Organization landed Chandrayaan-3 on the lunar surface. And the ISS is continuing to operate successfully in an international partnership above us with the support of commercial operators. Space industries are successfully developing technologies for humankind's ambitious plans to go back to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. And this is just to mention a few of the highlights of the past year. Space is busy, and it's only going to get busier from here. As you will learn during this exciting week, we're really moving forward quickly. So on behalf of the IAF, thank you once again for being here at the 74th International Astronautical Congress. Go forth, share your work, and make new connections. And also have fun. I hope you have a chance or will make the time to take in some of the local culture here and have an opportunity to see the city of Baku on the beautiful coast of the Caspian Sea. And now it's my pleasure to share with you a special video from China's space station Tiangong. Many thanks to CNSA, CSA, and CMSE for making this happen.
第74届国际宇航大会的各位参会代表，我们在中国空间站向大家问好。我是中国航天员景海鹏。
我是中国航天员朱阳柱。
我是中国航天员桂海潮。
我们现在 正在执行神舟16号飞行任务。在2年多的时间里，中国空间站已经完成了在轨建造，进入应用与发展期阶段。在此，我代表乘组对第74届国际宇航大会在阿塞拜疆首都巴库召开表示热烈的祝贺。
70多年来，每年的国际宇航大会都汇集了全球航天大家庭彼此相聚。大会的使命是紧密连接全球航天人，传达为全人类团结、和平与合作的信号。国际宇航联合会在所有成员的支持下，有着悠久的架构友谊之桥的历史。宇航联大会今年重返巴库，距离这座城市1973年举办大会整整50年。
当时，在时任阿塞拜疆领导人盖达尔·阿利耶夫先生的推动下，1973年第24届国际宇航大会在巴库成功举办。阿利耶夫先生也是该国现任总统伊利哈·阿利耶夫的父亲。在这张具有历史意义的照片上，年轻的伊利哈·阿利耶夫在他父亲的陪伴下参加第27届国际宇航大会，并与参会的著名国际航天员合影留念。
50年后，阿塞拜疆现任总统伊利哈姆·阿利耶夫大力支持第74届国际宇航大会在巴库再次举办。就像这张照片记载的，人类航天事业的发展需要几代人的接续奋斗。
时光荏苒，50年弹指一挥间，世界航天发生了日新月异的变化。不变的是人类追求和平的美好愿望。
衷心希望参会的各位代表以本届大会为契机，在1周的时间里交流经验、分享信息、增进合作。
让我们携手并肩，探索宇宙，共促世界航天繁荣发展。在外空领域积极推动构建人类命运共同体，建设人类共同的美好家园。朋友们 ，Enjoy， 拜拜，
拜拜。
We have a small surprise for His Excellency Ilham Aliyev, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. You saw a picture of him and his father, which is now still flying in space aboard the China's space station, Tiangong. However, there's a second picture, which has already been flown to the International Space Station and made it back to here on Earth. And this picture is here today, and it has been framed together with 4 symbolic items, which have also been flown to the ISS. There is the logo of the IAC hosted in Azerbaijan back in 1973, the current logo of the IAC 2023 here in Baku, the patch of the IAF, and a stamped postcard from the IAC in 1973. I would now kindly invite His Excellency Ilham Aliyev, President of Azerbaijan, on stage to receive this frame.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, His Excellency, Mr. Ilham Aliyev.
Once again, I thank His Excellency for hosting us in Baku and allowing us to experience firsthand the world-renowned Azerbaijani hospitality. And now it's my pleasure to introduce a short video shared with us by NASA and coming directly from the International Space Station.
Greetings from the International Space Station. I'm NASA astronaut Jasmine Mogbelli, here with my fellow NASA astronaut Laurel O'Hara and all of my Crew 7 crewmates.
We're in the early stages of our mission on this magnificent orbiting laboratory as we fly 260 miles above the Earth. The space station is humanity's foremost research facility, and we and our crewmates are busy every day conducting world-class research for the benefit of all humanity.
The International Space Station is approaching two incredible milestones over the next 2 months. On November 2nd, we will mark the 23rd anniversary of a permanent human presence in space. And on December 6th, the space station partners will mark the 25th anniversary of the joining of the Zarya and Unity modules, the first elements of what today is an enormous complex.
Our crew is truly representative of the global partnership that is the hallmark of the International Space Station, working together every day to improve life on Earth.
To all of you in attendance in Baku, we wish you a productive conference. As you look up to the skies tonight, we will wave back at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, His Excellency, Mr. Ilham Aliyev.
Dear Mr. President of International Astronautical Federation, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, welcome to Azerbaijan, welcome to Baku. After 50 years, the Congress is back. First of all, I'd like to express deep gratitude to the International Astronautical Federation for the honor to host the Congress in Azerbaijan. Also, I'd like to express gratitude to International Astronautical Academy and International Institute of Space Law for their constant support. For us, it's a big honor to host such an important global event. We have more than 5,000 participants from more than 100 countries. I'm sure that our guests will have a chance, apart from their duties here at the Congress, to know more about Azerbaijan, its history, its culture, its people. Azerbaijan became a member of a global space club more than a decade ago, and now with 3 satellites, 2 telecommunication and 1 Earth observation satellite, we continue our efforts to develop space industry in Azerbaijan. Also, I'd like to inform you that these 3 satellites are managed by Azerbaijani specialists, and they provide services not only to us, but to 45 countries. The Congress here in Baku definitely will give a new impetus to development of space industry, development of high-tech and innovation sector of our country, its modernization. Now, modernization is a word which characterizes our vision for the future, our agenda, and our plans. Azerbaijan, during the times of independence, transformed into an active member of international community. Our policy always is very clear, transparent, straightforward, and is aimed at winning friends and enhancing cooperation. Azerbaijan participates as an active member of international community in numerous political, economic, regional development projects. We, for the 4th year, are chairing the second after United Nations international institution, non-aligned movement, and we've been entrusted the honor to chair this institution by unanimous decision of 120 countries. So this really reflects the broad international support to Azerbaijan. At the same time, our cooperation with European institutions also developed successfully. With 7 members of EU, Azerbaijan signed declarations on strategic partnership. So that actually demonstrates our foreign policy agenda, which is absolutely open and, as I already said, aimed at cooperation and broader regional involvement and inclusivity. Azerbaijan is a member of 2 important international institutions, Islamic Cooperation Organization and Council of Europe, and is one of the very few countries which is a member of both. And in these 2 international organizations, more than 100 countries are participants. So this actually is a reflection not only of our geography and our culture, but also of our political intentions. Because being situated just between Europe and Asia, being a kind of a natural transportation, cultural, and now also economic bridge which connects to continents, actually gives us this basic opportunity to create a broad international cooperation in our region. And I think, as for maybe all the countries of the world, geography means a lot. For us, geography means opportunity. So we managed to transform our geographical location into a positive scenario, having good relations with our neighbors, with whom we share centuries of cohabitation and partnership. Today, we broaden our horizons, and actually entrusting us with hosting this important international event, we consider it as a sign of respect, as a sign of support to our endeavors. Being a natural bridge between the continents, of course, played an important role for the development of our society. Throughout the centuries, Azerbaijan had a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-confessional society. And now, during more than 30 years of independence, we strengthen this factor of our life. We consider it as an important factor of stability, predictability, and the peaceful coexistence between representatives of all ethnic groups and representatives of all confessions in Azerbaijan. We really live like in one family, and it is also noted and reflected in decisions of international organizations like United Nations, which fully supports Azerbaijan's efforts to promote multiculturalism. And by the way, the regular international intercultural dialogue forums, which are held by our initiative in our country, is a unique platform for making interactions between different civilizations more result-oriented. Azerbaijan was the initiator of a Baku process more than a decade ago, which for the first time in history united Council of Europe and Islamic Cooperation Organization in one platform, addressing important issues of global politics, intercultural dialogue, and peaceful development. Azerbaijan also is known as a country where the first oil in the world was produced in the middle of the 19th century. And at that time, we were producing more than a half of the world's oil production. And also, maybe not many people know that the first offshore oil was also produced in Azerbaijan, in the Caspian, by Azerbaijani oil workers in the middle of 20th century. And now, when we are independent, our natural resources, they serve the benefit of our people. And the rapid transformation during the years of independence is actually a demonstration of the proper use of our natural wealth. For some countries who are rich with oil resources, oil is a curse. For us, it was the way how to develop, how to strengthen our independence, how to protect our identity, and to build a strong economy. If you look at today's map of energy and transportation routes, including pipelines, you will see the touch of Azerbaijan. The projects which we initiated and successfully completed together with our neighbors and partners actually is a big contribution to energy security, not only of our region. And today, as we all know, energy security is an integral part of national security of every country. And today, Azerbaijan is a reliable supplier of energy resources to international markets and is considered by European Union as a pan-European supplier and reliable supplier. But among our partners, there are dozens of countries in different continents. And all that serves international cooperation, predictability, and at the same time, successful economic development of our country. 3 years ago, we completed the main task of our life. We restored our territorial integrity, which was violated for almost 30 years. We suffered aggression, occupation, ethnic cleansing, which was a big tragedy for our nation and a big humanitarian catastrophe. When our lands became occupied in the beginning of the 90s, more than 1 million Azerbaijanis, at that time our population was 8 million, became refugees and internally displaced persons. That was probably the highest per capita ratio of refugees in any country. And at that time we were very poor. We did not yet started to develop our natural resources. We were landlocked, disorganized, and the prospects for the future were not very clear. But our people demonstrated strong political will. We tried for many years to find a peaceful solution to the conflict and to put an end to occupation by peaceful means. For 28 years, we were strongly committed to negotiation process, but unfortunately, we clearly realized that by peaceful means, it is not possible to do. So we used our right for self-defense. We used the right which is given to every country by UN Charter, right for self-defense, and liberated our territories 3 years ago and put an end to occupation. Just less than 1 month ago, we fully restored our sovereignty over the country, all over the country. Unfortunately, international organizations which were obliged to put an end to occupation did not produce any result. United Nations Security Council adopted 3 resolutions demanding immediate and unconditional withdrawal of Armenian forces from our territories, but these resolutions were not implemented for 27 years. We implemented those resolutions ourselves, sacrificing the lives of our people. Other international institutions like OSCE had a mandate for negotiation facilitation, but it produced 0 result and led to total frustration and disappointment in Azerbaijani society. So our experience of restoration of territorial integrity and sovereignty in a certain way is unique. We put an end to a conflict which was imposed on us. We protected our dignity. We restored justice and international law. And now it's time for peace in the Caucasus. This is our agenda. Our agenda is peace in the Caucasus, peace in the region, cooperation, shared benefits, and today we demonstrate that. Of course, in order to become really independent country, we had to have a strong economy. We clearly realized that. Therefore, all our main efforts were aimed how to create such an economy which will be self-sufficient, that will not lead us to a kind of a dependence on any global center of power or on any financial institution. And we managed to do it. I would like to inform you with some figures, taking into account that most of our guests are visiting Azerbaijan for the first time. I think these figures clearly demonstrate what has been achieved in Azerbaijan recently. So in the last 20 years, our GDP grew 4 times. Our budget revenues grew more than 30 times. Foreign trade turnover more than 10 times growth. We managed to reduce our direct foreign debt, and now it is around 10% of GDP. And by the end of 2024, according to our plans, it will be around 7.5% of GDP. Foreign exchange reserves in Azerbaijan exceed our direct foreign debt 10 times. So in other words, if we would like, we can repay all our debts within a couple of months. Investments. We created a very positive investment climate, not only for energy, but other sectors. So total investments in the last 20 years were more than $300 billion, and among which 190 billion was investment in non-energy sector. One of the big challenges in the beginning of our independence was poverty, which was endemic. 20 years ago, the percentage of people living in poverty was close to 50. Now it is 5.5, which actually demonstrates that natural resources which we accumulated and which we brought to international market were properly managed, and the fair distribution of national wealth today is seen by international experts, and most important, by the people of Azerbaijan. So all this actually demonstrates that country is well established. Political, economic, social stability is an important factor of our development, because it is clear that if situation is not stable and is not predictable, you cannot expect investors to come and to risk their capital. I hope that our guests will have opportunity to see what I've just said with their own eyes, seeing the people, meeting with people, and knowing more about Azerbaijan. Yes, we have ancient history, part of which was demonstrated in the video presentation, and the Asian culture, but as independent country, we are still very young, only 32 years old. And in conclusion, I'd like once again to say that we really are very proud that we are hosting the Congress for the second time. As it was already said and demonstrated, 1973, 24th Congress was held in Baku. I'm very grateful to all our guests, and especially to our brave Chinese astronauts, which have that very dear for me photo in the space. So in a certain way, I'm also there. I'm part of your community. And of course, hosting for the second time this important event is a big honor for us. Once again, I'd like to express gratitude to all those who participated in that decision. So for the second time, the Congress is held in Baku, in the same city, but not in the same country. Today, it is independent Azerbaijan, which hosts such a global event. So once again, thank you for being with us. I wish the Congress success.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for your remarks. Mr. Mori, thank you so much for your presentation, and we continue with the show. The selection of Baku as the host city, as the President has just mentioned, is both an honor and opportunity for Azerbaijan. It symbolizes Azerbaijan's inclusion in the global fraternity for space exploration. The journey initiated 5 decades ago gathers renewed momentum today. Now, earlier we talked about achievements and challenges, and in the realm of space, it is captains that are responsible for keeping the ship sailing. Traditionally, at each Congress, we acknowledge the leaders, the trailblazers of global space exploration. Nikola Tesla once wisely remarked, "The practical success of an idea, irrespective of its inherent merit, is dependent on the attitude of the contemporaries. If timely, it is quickly adopted. If not, it is apt to fare like a sprout lured out of the ground by warm sunshine, only to be injured and retarded in its growth by succeeding frost." So let's move forward to recognize those remarkable individuals who have earned awards from the Federation for their outstanding contribution to space exploration. And to give the awards, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Anthony Sugranis, who is the IAF Vice President for Honors and Awards, and Mr. Mori, who is IAF Vice President. Mr. Sugranis, Mr. Mori, the stage is all yours.
Dear friends and colleagues, dear space community, as IAF Vice President for Honors and Awards, it is my privilege to welcome you all here tonight and to introduce the IAF's most prestigious award, the IAF World Space Award. This award is presented for outstanding contributions in space science, space technology, space medicine, space law, or space management of exceptional impact to the world's progress in astronautics. Let me start with the IAF World Space Award for individuals, which this year is bestowed to Elon Musk. Let me welcome on stage Stephanie Benarek, SpaceX Senior Director of Commercial Sales, to receive the award on behalf of Elon, who could not join us today in person.
Mr. Elon Reeve Musk has shown a visionary understanding of the role and importance of astronautics to humanity's future, combined with a willingness to commit his own resources, life and drive and ability to make it happen through Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, a company that has matched the achievements of the space agencies in the fields of launch systems and human spaceflight, making space affordable and building space for all.
Please join me in a round of applause. And I would like to remind you to join us on Thursday at 5:45 p.m. For a virtual fireside chat between our IAF World Space Award awardee, Elon Musk, and our IAF President, Clay Morey.
Good morning. My name is Stephanie Bednarek. I am SpaceX's Senior Director of Commercial Sales. You will hear from Elon later this week, but on behalf of the thousands of women and men at SpaceX, I want to truly convey our appreciation for this important recognition. When I started at SpaceX 15 years ago, there were a lot of people telling us what we couldn't do. But after the launch of Falcon 1 15 years ago last week, we knew anything was possible. Of course, a private company could dock the Dragon spacecraft to the International Space Station. Of course, we could launch and land the Falcon 9 rocket and fly it again and again and again. Of course, we could return human spaceflight capabilities to the United States and enable crew access to low Earth orbit in the International Space Station for countries and people all over the world. Of course, we can provide high-speed internet access with our Starlink system from space to people on Earth regardless of where they live. Of course, we're going back to the moon and onward to Mars with Starship. Never let anybody tell you what you can't do. The future is what you make of it. Anything is possible. Thank you.
For the second category for the World Space Award, let us move on to teams. It is a pleasure for me to announce that the IAF World Space Award for Teams for 2023 will go to the NASA, ESA, CSA, James Webb Space Telescope team. Representing the James Webb Space Telescope team, please join me in a warm round of applause for Pam Melroy, NASA Deputy Administrator.
This nomination of the NASA, ESA, and CSA James Webb Space Telescope team for the World Space Award in Category B for Teams is based on their remarkable merits. The Webb Telescope stands as the world's premier space science observatory, which has already transformed our understanding of the universe within its first year of operation. Led by NASA, ESA, and CSA, this team comprises over 20,000 members from 14 countries who have contributed to the resounding success of this mission. Scientific opportunities and data from the Webb Telescope are shared globally, with numerous papers being submitted daily for scientific peer review and publication. Beyond its scientific impact, Webb has showcased the immense benefits of international cooperation, practical applications through cutting-edge technological developments, and a global inspiration derived from its discoveries.
Now let's move up. Sorry.
Thank you. It's my honor to accept this prestigious award on behalf of the James Webb Space Telescope team from NASA, ESA, and the Canadian Space Agency. This is an extraordinary achievement that I think we have been able to share with the world. It really reflects the best of what we want out of the International Astronautical Federation and IAC, and actually for all of humanity. We work together as a team. We uniquely leverage the capabilities of space because we simply could not see 13.5 billion years back in time except from space. So we leverage that unique capability, and then we share the data to benefit humanity, understanding the foundations of our cosmos. Thank you.
And now let's move on to the next award, the IAF Excellence in International Cooperation Award. That award is presented annually to an individual who has demonstrated excellence in their efforts to promote and facilitate global engagement and cooperation in the space sector. It is my great pleasure to call on stage Dr. Thomas Zurbuchen, former NASA Associate Administrator for Science of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, to receive the award for 2023.
I grew up in the Swiss mountains, and the first TV show I saw related to space was the coming together of an American capsule and a Soviet capsule together, a plan that was made right here in Baku 50 years ago. To me, going into the space industry means having friends all over the world that join at the shoulder the aspiration of doing things that are impossible, doing things that can only work if we actually collaborate across boundaries, across different continents, and go do things that none of us could do alone. For me, it's a huge honor to receive this award on behalf of the entire team that I work with, but also all my international partners that I so cherish. Thank you so much.
And let us give a final round of applause for all the awardees.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sugranis, Mr. Mori, and this show is going on. Now we're on to our next adventure. Now, throughout history, humans tried to predict the future, and our approach ranged from casting magic spells to trying to decipher very complex mathematical equations. Our next guest doesn't really require an introduction, but I will let El to give you a few cues without revealing his name.
A historian, philosopher, and author of a series of best-selling books that have sold 45 million copies in 65 languages. Author of the phrase that has become a catchphrase, the success of Homo sapiens is based on the ability to cooperate, not to conflict. He is considered to be one of the most influential public intellectuals of our time, who practices Vipassana meditation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the 74th International Astronautical Congress, it is our honor to welcome Mr. Yuval Harari.
Thank you.
Mr. Harari, I have to say I am starstruck. It might be the event, but I will leave the stage with you. We're all looking forward to hear what you have to tell us. Thank you.
Thank you. So hello, everyone. History is speeding up. For tens of thousands of years, humans like us dominated planet Earth. If we could go back in time 50 years and attend the 24th International Astronautical Congress here in Baku, or if we could go back even further in time, 700 years, and visit the observatory built not far from here, but Nasruddin Tusi, we would meet there people, humans, identical to us in all important respects. But soon, the era of human domination of this planet might come to an end. If we could go forward in time, 700 years, or even just 50 years, we are likely to find a planet dominated by an alien intelligence. We have just met this alien intelligence here on Earth, and within a few decades, it might take over our planet. I am not referring, of course, to an alien invasion from outer space. The alien intelligence that we have just encountered has been created by us in our laboratories. AI, artificial intelligence, is also an alien intelligence. It processes information, makes decisions, and creates entirely new ideas in a radically alien way. Already today, it surpasses us in some tasks, from playing chess to diagnosing some kinds of cancer, and it may soon surpass us in many, many more. And the AI we are familiar with today is still at a very, very early stage of its evolution. Organic life took billions of years to get from amoebas to dinosaurs. AI is at present still at its amoeba stage. But AI isn't an organic entity, and it doesn't evolve through the slow process of organic evolution. Digital evolution is millions of times faster than organic evolution. So the AI amoebas of today may take just a couple of decades to get to T-Rex stage. If ChatGPT is an amoeba, how do you think an AI T-Rex would look like? Since this is an astronautical congress, consider another question. Human exploration of space has always been severely limited by the fact that humans are organic entities and have been adapted by billions of years of evolution to the unique conditions of this planet. It is therefore extremely difficult to keep a human being or any other organic entity alive in outer space or on a different planet. But AI doesn't have these limitations. So it will be much easier for AIs to explore and colonize the galaxy. The rise of AI can potentially help humanity in numerous ways. AI can not only help us explore other planets, but also protect the ecosystem of this planet, provide us with much better healthcare, and raise our standards of living beyond our wildest expectations. Unfortunately, AI also creates a lot of new dangers. Automation is likely to destabilize the global job market and the global economy. Algorithms might enshrine and worsen existing biases like racism, misogyny, and homophobia. Bots that spread outrage and fake news threaten to destroy trust between people and thereby destroy the foundations of democracy. Dictatorships, too, should be afraid of AI. For dictatorships work by silencing and terrorizing anyone who might speak or act against them. But it isn't easy to silence and terrorize AI. What would a 21st century Stalin do to a dissenting bot? Send it to bot gulag? On top of these societal challenges, AI poses a series of existential threats to the very survival of the human species. Is it wise to create entities more powerful than us that might escape our control? The problem isn't that AI might be malevolent. The problem is that AI might be so much more competent than us that it will increasingly dominate the economy, culture, and politics, while we humans lose the ability to understand what is happening in the world and to make decisions about our future. AI might destroy humanity not because it hates and fears us, but just because it doesn't care about us. during our tenure as the masters of planet Earth, we humans have driven numerous other species to extinction, not out of hatred, but because we carelessly changed and destroyed their habitats. AI might do this to us. Maybe AI will push humanity to extinction and then spread itself through the Milky Way galaxy and beyond. Homo sapiens will then be remembered in the annals of the universe simply as the short-lived connecting link that shifted the evolution of intelligence from the organic to the inorganic realm. Some people may view this as a noble achievement, but I personally have a deep fear of this scenario. I believe that what really matters in life is not intelligence, but consciousness. Many people tend to confuse intelligence with consciousness, but the two are very different. Intelligence is the ability to solve problems, like winning a chess or curing cancer. Consciousness is the ability to feel things, like pain and pleasure, love and hate. In humans, and also in other mammals and birds, intelligence goes hand in hand with consciousness. We rely on our feelings to solve problems. However, computers possess an alien intelligence that so far has no link to consciousness. Over the past half-century, there has been an immense advance in computer intelligence, but there has been exactly zero advance in computer consciousness. And there is no indication that computers are anywhere on the road to developing consciousness. There might be several alternative roads leading to superintelligence, and only some of these roads involve gaining consciousness. Just as spaceships fly much further than birds without ever developing feathers, so computers may come to solve problems much, much better than human beings without ever developing feelings. If human consciousness goes extinct and our planet or even the Milky Way galaxy fall under the dominion of superintelligent but entirely non-conscious entities, that would be an extremely sad and dark end to the story of life. It would be an empire of total darkness. How can we avoid this dark fate and deal with the numerous challenges posed by AI? The good news is that while AI is nowhere near its full potential, the same is true of humans too. We humans still know very little about our own minds and about our own potential for development. If for every dollar and every minute that we spend on developing artificial intelligence, we invest another dollar and minute in developing our own consciousness and our own mind, I think we have a good chance of regulating AI, harnessing its positive potential, and preventing the worst-case scenarios. Of course, to regulate AI is much, much easier said than done. First, humanity needs to focus its attention on this existential threat. We humans need to stop fighting among ourselves and cooperate on our shared interests. Unfortunately, in too many countries, like in my own country of Israel and other countries, people are not focused on our shared human interests, but rather on fighting with the neighbors about a few hills. What good would it do to win these hills if humanity loses the whole planet? And even if humans do cooperate to regulate AI, it will still be a very difficult task. Given the pace at which AI is developing, it is impossible to anticipate and regulate in advance all the potential hazards. Therefore, regulation should be based less on creating a body of rigid rules and more on establishing living regulatory institutions that can quickly identify and respond to problems as they arise. To function well, the institutions should also be answerable to the public and should stay in close contact with the human communities all over the world that are affected and impacted by AI. AI is developed in very, very few technologically advanced hubs, but its worst effects are likely to be felt first in some of the least developed communities on Earth. The regulatory institutions will need one more crucial asset: strong self-correcting mechanisms. In the era of AI, the greatest danger to humanity comes from a false belief in infallibility. Nobody is infallible. AI is not infallible. It makes mistakes. No single human being is infallible. Even the wisest persons make mistakes. Similarly, no institution is infallible. If we put all our trust in some allegedly infallible AI, in some allegedly infallible human being, or in some allegedly infallible institution, the result could be the extinction of our species, because everyone makes mistakes. Life survived for 4 billion years because life knows it is not infallible and has therefore developed strong self-correcting mechanisms. A child learns how to walk by making a mistake, falling down, identifying the mistake, and correcting it. The same is true of entire societies and ecosystems. In the past, humans have made some terrible mistakes when we developed new technologies and built new societies. Mistakes like building totalitarian regimes, creating exploitative empires, and waging world wars. We nevertheless survived because previously we didn't have to deal with a technology that can annihilate us. Hitler and Stalin killed millions, but they couldn't destroy humanity itself. So humanity got a second chance to learn from our catastrophic mistakes and from the catastrophic mistakes of the Nazi and Stalinist experiments. AI is different. If we make a big mistake about AI, we may never get a second chance to learn from that mistake. This means we should not allow any single person, corporation, or country to take a gamble on the fate of our entire species and perhaps on the fate of all earthly life forms. As far as we know today, terrestrial animals may be the only conscious entities in the entire galaxy, or perhaps in the entire universe. There might be other conscious beings out there somewhere, but at least to the best of my knowledge, we haven't met any of them, so we cannot be sure. We have now created a non-conscious but very powerful alien intelligence here on Earth. If we mishandle this AI, it might extinguish not just the human dominion over this planet, it might extinguish the light of consciousness itself, turning the universe into a realm of utter darkness. It is the responsibility of all of us to prevent this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harari. Elle, it's you Dr. Harari is warning us about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This was very interesting. Thank you. In the days ahead, our Congress will be a center for discussion about reality and imagination, opportunities and challenges, and the captivating ideas that the universe helps us turn into reality. But as Dr. Harari just reminded us, we shouldn't forget that we're human. And for now, we've got artificial intelligence on our side, so that's good. But let's remember what's important in life. And what's more human than music? And by the way, have you ever seen music? I know you've heard music, but have you seen it? Well, let's take a moment and enjoy the music and all the splendor that it offers us.
despide insensiblemente de pequeñas cosas. Lo mismo que un árbol que en tiempo de otoño muere por sus hojas. Al fin la tristeza es la muerte lenta de las simples cosas. Esas cosas simples que quedan doliendo en el corazón, mamá. Uno vuelve siempre a los viejos sitios donde amó la vida. Entonces, ¿para parece cómo están de ausentes las cosas queridas. Por eso, muchacha, no partas ahora soñando el regreso. Que el amor es simple y a las simples cosas las devora el tiempo. Demórate aquí en la luz mayor de este mediodía, donde encontrarás con el pan al sol la mesa tendida. Por eso, muchacha, no partas ahora soñando el regreso. Que el amor es simple y a las simples cosas las devora el tiempo.
Eager to unveil its mysteries, it is now time to inaugurate the 74th International Astronautical Congress, to dive into another exciting chapter of space and to learn how to tackle cosmic challenges while staying human, staying down to earth. Please help me with the countdown here. 5. Let me hear you. 4. 3. One more. 2. Can't hear you guys. 1, and blast off. May your ideas soar high and your time in Baku be out of this world.